but I wasn't. So now I just need to match it up a little better. Here we go. Should be like that. Okay. I believe that is correct. Do the same with the other one. When you put one together, it's usually easier to do the next one because you have experience in putting them together. And you know, judging by what you had to do the first time, you can now do it again. Like this. Oops. Oh, it's supposed to go deep inside there. Look at that. That's why it wasn't fitting right. That's what I was missing. That's why it didn't look right. See? It doesn't look like the way it's supposed to look when you're done. Keep pushing. Keep making sure you're doing it the right way. See, this one moved in all the way, like that. That's why it looks like that. This one does not look like that yet. Let's figure out why that is. So obviously I either did not push hard enough or I screwed something up. So let's see now. According to this, this has to be positioned like this. Oh. Like that. You don't want to force it because that's really bad, but then you just look and you try to line up the... Aha! There you go, see? You never have to force it. When it's supposed to go together, it will go together. There you go. And this one, back on here, like that. Here we are. Now these are a little fiddly, as you can see here. There is a spot where they should kind of click into place, or at least fall into place where they will stay. As you can see, there is on the inside of this ring, there's a little T-shape there, and it just has to match up with one of the spots on the inside of this little dude here. And there are 3 regular pegs and 1 T-shaped peg. So let's see. There are 3 regular places there and 1 T-shaped there. I'm assuming this is going to go over here. There we go. And sometimes you get a nice satisfying snap at it. So you will know you have your pieces in place when they don't fall off when you shake them. Now, let's put these lower arms on the upper arms. You take this guy, turn it this way, and you stick it in there like this, I believe. Nope, yes. Yes, you see the shape is... There we go. And now you've got pretty much a working elbow and upper arm. Do the same with this thing. You see this is a clue because the shape of this cutout matches the shape of the elbow piece. So that's a good clue. Now, it looks like we get to make the shoulders here. These are, as you can see from the packaging, the Guncannon has round shoulder bits, which are unique to the Guncannon. Yes, the Guncannon. The Gundam itself has more square shoulder armor, and this is part of what makes it distinctive. So let's put those on because then we're just about done. So we need D2s. D2, 19 and 20. You see there are 2 sets of 19 and 20. So we will snip these guys off. 19, 20, 19, 20. Oops. And then this is the not quite exciting part. But as you can see, this is coming together pretty quickly. Notwithstanding the fact that I bled all over my sanding sticks. And this little in here, PC1. Now that is the polycap. And the polycap is going to be used probably for the shoulder joint. And like I said, these guys are notorious for being very small and very squishy and easy to lose. And so we're going to need 2 of these PC1 polycaps. And these are so soft and squishy that I usually don't even need to double trim them. They just One out there. Here you don't even hear the clippers really. No. Okay, so we start with cleaning off these extra pieces here. Now be careful. When you see something like this, it's really tempting to just trim this right here. You do that, you screwed up your model. You have to glue a piece back on. What you do is you trim like that instead. Because this is actually part of a peg. And I have done that before. I have screwed up models where I trimmed too close because I wasn't looking. And I had to jury rig some sort of mess to get it back together. And I went through a lot of crazy glue that way. Which is now why I have modeling glue instead. Because that was a nightmare. So we're going to make the shoulder now. You're going to position the pieces the way they're supposed to. As you can see, they're going to go together pretty much like that. But we have to put that poly cap in the center first and put it in going the proper way so that it makes the joint properly. Stick it in there. And these have a tendency to pop out when you're trying to put them in. So see if you can get them in there pretty tight. And also make sure they're facing the right way. And then you sandwich these two together, hopefully trapping the poly cap in there so it doesn't go flying out. There we go. And you'll see the poly cap has some give so they can move a little bit. And that's important because that's where the joint is. Then we do the same thing to this one. We clean it up. Or they fall off on their own. Either the idea is to trim them close as possible without making a mess. You see, this guy fell off on his own and left a nasty little spot there. So you trim as much as you can. Right? And then you go in with your knife, not cutting yourself in the process this time. And then you just do a little sanding. Gotta take the edge off there. Less is more on the sanding. It's also very dry in this house because our humidifier is on back order. Okay, and then we buff this out. And you can see that it looks much better than it did originally. Yes, there is still a little bit there. If I wanted to go full ham, I could go in there and really get it down, but I really don't have the patience for that tonight. And like I said, this is just an HG kit. I love it. I love the Guncannon. It's one of my favorite mobile suits, especially because it doesn't get enough airtime as far as I'm concerned after the original series. But this is, like I said, this is an HG, and it was like $20. So I'm not that super concerned if it doesn't come out looking perfect. Now, if I was working on like an MG or something like that, which I have in my backlog, I would probably go full ham on that. And would also include painting with an airbrush and all that stuff, which is on the agenda, but not quite ready to go. And it looks like we need to finish this part here. It says D225 or D224. This looks like, these are hand pieces. That is, yes, exactly there. Little hand manipulator things. D225 or D224. So, these guys up. Interesting. These guys look like 3-prong manipulators instead of full hands. And while I've seen a few of the episodes of The Origin, I have not seen the scenes where these Guncannons have been in, just because I don't have the time, unfortunately. So these are obviously accurate to the anime as far as The Origin, though I'm pretty sure the original Guncannon had a full 5-fingered hand, just like the Gundam, since they were all part of the Earth Federation Space Force's Victory Project to build a mobile suit before the Zeon forces kicked their asses completely, which is what they were doing because the Earth Federation didn't have suits, and Xeon did. Xeon is pretty much standard for space Nazis. Well, I mean, not exactly. They started out as... It's a complicated, very long series arc, and it takes a lot of time to explain exactly what's going on. And it's a lot more complex than just, you know, Xeon are bad guys and Earth Federation are good guys. There's a lot more moral complexity there than you would get with a typical Saturday morning cartoon show, which of course this was not. So let's just say that it's a show that really focuses on the human cost of war on both sides, while also getting you to fly giant freaking robots, which are goddamn awesome. Like I said, if I'm ever going to join the military, it's gonna have to be to drive the giant robot. I'm not gonna join the military for anything else. That's it. I'm not gonna get to drive the giant robot. I'm not in. That is a deal breaker for me. Okay, so now we have everything pretty much ready for final assembly. So we take T222. Oh no, we need T222 first. This is the lower half of the shoulder ball socket. Here we go. T222. Short trim. There we go. There we go. Put those sprues where they belong. Trim off the excess. One. Two. And let's get this assembled now. So we take this guy, we take the shoulder piece, we slap our D222 on the bottom there. There we go, fits in here, and you see this is part of the rotation right there. This guy goes on top of the peg here, pointing like this. There we go. It's a nice ball socket joint. All right, and then we do the same thing on this side. Put this piece in right here like that. And as you see, this part of the socket there goes through, and when you push this pin in here, it goes into the poly cap as well, which holds the whole thing together. So to make sure what you're doing this, you're pointing your nubs in the right direction, because those will be where your shoulders hook into your gun plug. So get in there like that. And now we put the hands on. This is just a ball and socket joint, so you can just stick that in there, and it'll rotate and move however you like it. Oops, I forgot to trim that guy. In my excitement, I forgot to trim that guy. Okay, this goes in here like that. All right, and this guy rotates really well. So now we will do the final shot of the evening. We will attach these arms to the Guncannon. So these go right in here, and you see these are poly caps as well. So the ball and joint goes right in there, snaps in place. This one snaps in as well. Just ease in. And now you have, oops, pieces will fall apart. These are most likely going to end up glued in place as well, though I'm sure these are designed to be pulled apart so you can put weapons and accessories in there. But yeah, I'm going to leave that out for now. But you see the some good rotation here. Goes all the way up and down. This goes pretty high, pretty low. Does not, and a little bit side to side as well. And then the upper arm rotates, which is pretty good. And you've got that bend, that double bend there. And then, of course, you can adjust the hand however you like it. The same thing with this other side as well, of course. And this is well on to being almost complete. All I've got left are the legs and the other accoutrements. As you can see, the pegs are there waiting for the legs, which will probably be next time. And then also the accessories and the guns and things like that. And then after that, probably panel lining and decals and stuff like that. But for now, there you go. This is it. This is our partially completed Guncannon from Mobile Suit Gundam Origins. And that is a wrap.